Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? The Who Dat Nation, but it's the one and only Who Dat Davis here for you. And if you don't know, you will know over here, we bleed black and gold until we are dead and cold. And thank you for checking out this live edition of the Black and Gold Breakdown Podcast. A special shout out to every single person who checks out my content on a regular basis. I see we got some people already filing in. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the OGs. You guys are the GOATs. No matter what, who dat to you. We've got Robert Clark in the chat, Saints 101. We got Chosen, my man Chosen, Brian Pearson, Hoodie Jew. I know Jerry's here. He's going to be here. We got Lasso, Beats in here. We've got all y'all filing in. Thank y'all very much for checking out the podcast and everybody else that follows in after them. We've got day one of Saints and Pads in the official books. And that's we got a lot to break down. We got a lot of mentions, some honorable mentions, some flashes, some people extending out as camp darlings on the offensive and defensive front. And what I would categorize this day as is what it was a defensive stand. The defense showed up and showed out against the offense. It got Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston off rhythm. And that's more to the credit to the defense, more so a discredit to the offense and these quarterbacks. Why? Because even though we want these two quarterbacks to do their very best, we want them to do their very best, right? But this defense is going to be leaned on a lot more than years prior now that Drew Brees is gone. So it's important that we give the defense as much love as we give these two quarterbacks, because they are going to be the solid foundation for this team being a playoff contending team. And right now, they've gotten off to a really good start with the pass coming on, and it's more physical. The tempo is raised up to another level, as is the physicality. The Saints right now have so far avoided any major injury bugs, as many injury bugs around the league are starting to set in. For example, they got two guys in Indy with the Colts, and Carson Wentz, and they're all pro guard Quentin Nelson. Those guys are going to be out indefinitely until those foots heal up. You got people doing sparking all-time brawls, like team brawls over with the New York Giants. You got a couple of other injuries out there, such as some people up with the Jets. We got Jeff Gladney being released from the Vikings just now for legal reasons. So the Saints so far have been keeping on their P's and Q's. They're going with a set tempo, and I'm very glad about that. I'm excited for that because it speaks to the credit of not only Sean Payton but his coaching staff and doing the right things and keeping conditioning a forefront for this team. And like faith-based workplace here said, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. All right, it helps out the rhythm. It helps out the rhythm a lot. And with all that being said, it's officially time to get down with the breakdown. I have all my notes here composed of several different key points from many different perspectives, such as Nick Underhill, John Hendricks from Network, Luke Johnson, Catherine Terrell, and so on and so forth. They're all right here composed in my notes. So I will give you guys what I have, what I've been told to, what I have been told. We will start, as always, with the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks today did not have that good of a day overall. They both went 6 for 11, and overall, in terms of camp, Jameis Winston, 32 for 46, Taysom Hill, 31 for 43. So they're pretty much even statistically. But there are some other notes here regarding what kind of passes they're throwing. And I'll let you form your own opinions about this. Context matters. And context of today's throws for Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. We'll start with Taysom Hill because there are some things here that needs to be brought to light. This is during the one-on-one drills for both quarterbacks. Taysom Hill went 7 and one-on-one drills. First attempt was for Jake Lampman going against Paulson Adebo toward in the middle of the field, a middle shot, an intermediate route. It was an incomplete pass, but that's more so because Paulson Adebo had some really great coverages today. And I'll get into Paulson Adebo in a second. was for Eastside Winston. Eastside Winston Jr. against new Cavarie Russell, a guy coming out of Cincinnati, more of a special teams guy from my assumption and my opinion. He went up against Eastside Winston, a short left, as there was a good battle between the two. It was a completed pass. So right now he's 1-for-1. Jalen McCleskey versus Malcolm Jenkins. That's an interesting one. So far, the rising star for the offense and Jalen McCleskey going against Malcolm Jenkins on a deep right pass. It was a completed pass. Taysom Hill, that was pretty much one of his best highlights of the day. His fourth attempt was with Traquan Smith, who ended up leaving camp early due to an injury. And we're not too sure about that yet. We'll probably hear about it from Nick Underhill later on in the day, and I'll let you guys know on a community post. But for right now, Traquan Smith went up against Marshawn Lattimore, and it was an incomplete pass to the end zone for a deep left. It was a good coverage by Lattimore overall. Right now, we got the next pass attempt for Tommy Lee Lewis versus Patrick Robinson. It was a complete on a slant route. So right now, he hit against Patrick Robinson on a slant route. Marquez Callaway, who's standing out yet again today, he went up against Ken Crawley. It was an incomplete pass on a short inside. It's too good by Ken Crawley, okay? There's not so much Taysom Hill right there. The coverage was just blanketed. And lastly, his deep ball to Deontay Harris versus Keith Washington. It was an incomplete pass down the right sideline, and once again, good coverage. Before I get into Jameis Winston's series of one-on-ones, got Jody Armshaw. Winston or Taysom today? WWL just said Taysom dominated. I don't believe that for a second. This is why that's dangerous. People need context. I can understand if you're rooting for somebody, but you need to give context to your audience. And that's what I'm giving you right here. That's what these guys of John Hendricks, Nick Underhill, that's what guys like us are giving y'all. So let me get into Jameis Winston real quick, and I'll answer that question overall for the quarterbacks. Jameis Winston, he also went 3 for 7 during one-on-one drills today. His first pass attempt was for Tommy Lee Lewis, who went up against Patrick Robinson. It was an incomplete pass, short right. Patrick Robinson jammed him at the line of scrimmage. It could have went down for a potential pass interference, right? A potential pass interference, and you know that's getting called against the Saints defense all day, every day in real time. So I'll chalk that up to a pass interference on Patrick Robinson. Traquan Smith versus Marshawn Lattimore was rep number 2 for Jameis Winston. It was an incomplete pass to the deep left. It was a pass breakup by Marshawn Lattimore, and the ball kind of sailed on Jameis Winston a little too much hang time. Third rep, Marquez Callaway versus Ken Crawley. It was an incomplete pass. The pass was just, once again, a little too high. Kind of got away from Jameis Winston there. Fourth, Deontay Harris versus Brian Poole. He hit Deontay Harris in stride, a perfect deep ball down the left sideline. He burned Brian Poole in coverage. The next one was Chris Hogan going up against DJ Gardner-Johnson. It was an incomplete pass down the right sideline. It was a deep right pass. Jake Lampman went up against Paulson Adebo, an intermediate route over the middle of the field. It went for a completion. And lastly, during the one-on-one drills, we have Ty Montgomery, who flashed really good today against Cavarie Russell on a comeback route. Now, here's the context. From what I've been given to understand, Taysom Hill, his very first pass was to Deontay Harris, and it was noted to be severely underthrown and very wobbly. A deep ball to Deontay Harris, very wobbly and underthrown. Jameis Winston, he finished strong during his reps today. He went on he finished his last 3 passes. He finished strong. His last pass was Deontay Harris, and he hit him in stride. And after that, after practice was all over, Jameis Winston and Juwan Johnson, newly converted tight end, they stayed after practice to work on their synergy, and Jameis Winston taking that extra time to improve on what he did wrong. Some other completions, such as Jameis Winston showing that good decision-making to throw the ball away when it's not there. The pass rush is coming, nothing was open. He is showing good decision to throw the ball away or throw it somewhere that's or throw it over high. The point of being is these incompletions, one of them thrown away, it has showed good decision making. Sometimes a pass is just not going to be there. So you don't need to try and force something, even though he did force one ball into tight coverage. It was kind of dangerous, but he got it in there in tight windows, and that speaks to the tight window rate for Jameis Winston. That's why he leads first top 10 in the NFL. He threaded the needle, and right now he's showing that, okay, incomplete, throw it away, live to play another down. So far, so good, right? As far as Taysom Hill, he's still showing he has a little bit of mechanical issues. This first deep ball to Deontay Harris would have went for an easy touchdown, but it sailed on him, and it was wobbly. Those are throws you have to make. So that's completely on Taysom Hill. Whereas Jameis Winston, yeah, some were his fault, but two of them were defensive, or most of them were defensive plays, and two I would say counted against him because, it sailed on him, rightfully so. That's on him. And then finally, yeah, he threw it away. These things matter when you're trying to evaluate a quarterback. Right now, I would officially stat-wise they're similar, but it's the other factors that go into it. And so far, Jameis Winston, he's showing that good decision making and throwing the ball away. He would have tried to make the most out of a play by throwing it downfield as a 50-50 ball if he was still in Tampa. We got some other things here, got some other notes, some other highlights. We're going to go into the defensive side, the defensive ends of Marcus Davenport and Peyton Turner. These two have flashed really good today, not only in one-on-one pass rush drills, but in full team drills as well. We'll start with defensive end Marcus Davenport. Davenport had two standout rushes noted by John Hendricks. The angle to where they were sitting, they couldn't really see much because players were standing around them watching the reps, but he noted two really good standout rushes for Marcus Davenport in one-on-one drills, and he had a really good time stuffing the run during full team drills for Marcus Davenport. So far, so good. First day in padded practice, no injury to speak of, and you can only hope for the best for that, right? And Peyton Turner had a really good day as well. He's flashed a little as well. He's had a batted pass at the line of scrimmage, right? A padded pass, and he's done really good and stuff in the run as well. So these two are showing good poise and fundamentals of being a defensive end and playing a run. Shouts out to Ryan Nielsen, and they're showing that they can get their hands up if they can't get to the quarterback. And Peyton Turner kind of struggled with that a little bit during his time in the University of Houston. So far, so good. The trajectory so far, if they can maintain the consistency, they're going to be in that starting rotation. They're going to be in that starting rotation. Shut up, Siri. But, Saints 101 says, don't forget Paulson Adebo. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten Paulson Adebo. I got him on my notes as well. One thing at a time. Cesar Ruiz for the offensive line, he's looked really good as well. Cesar Ruiz is showing great poise. He's picking up blocks. He picked up a stunt from Peyton Turner coming across the formation to keep the pocket clean for his quarterback. And I'm very happy for that. He kept the pocket clean. I'm assuming it was for Taysom Hill. Not much sure if it was a 1 or 2, but I'm assuming it's a 1 rep considering who he's been running with so far. But Cesar Ruiz coming on as a good right guard, picking up the stunts. He had struggles with that last year. He's showing a night and day performance. And right now, so far with the pads, hey, for anything more. He's coming out of it healthy. Before we get into other notes here, I do have to note that it was a veteran day for Demario Davis. It was a veteran day for Cam Jordan, and it was a veteran day for Teron Armstead. These three guys were not at practice, but it's okay. It's not injury related. They will be at practice tomorrow in more favorable conditions if you're going to try and catch a training camp practice tomorrow. It's supposed to be pretty sunny all day, so hopefully that ends up being the case. So those three, and Grant Haley was not at practice today. He's still dealing with some issues in the family. He's still dealing with the fact that he had a family member die. So best hopes and wishes for Grant Haley and his family right now at this time. Marquez Callaway saved Taysom Hill from an interception. This goes back to Taysom Hill now. Read this. According to this, Marquez Callaway batted down a deep ball from Taysom Hill to Marquez Callaway that would have went for an interception for Marshawn Lattimore. We all know that he's done that very same thing for Drew Brees in the Minnesota game last year. So if not for Marquez Callaway turning into a DB just then, Taysom Hill would have been the first quarterback to have an interception. But that first interception is on Ian Book because of Zach Bond. Zach Bond got the first turnover of the day by picking off Ian Book in the red zone. So shouts out to Zach Bond getting the first turnover. Taysom Hill was lucky that he didn't end up becoming the first quarterback because it most certainly would have been him. Marshawn Lattimore right now is having a really dominant performance in camp so far. I said yesterday, Marshawn Lattimore normally takes time to get going, in training camp. He normally is like a day's goal, takes a couple of days or maybe in a week or two before we really see that elite level performance. That's not the case so far with Lattimore. And especially so far, his production hasn't fallen off when the pass have come on. He's had a really good day with a pass breakup, a couple of pass defended. He's undefeated. He went undefeated today in one-on-one drills. Undefeated in one-on-one drills today, and he would have had an interception on top of that. Would have picked off Taysom Hill. So Marshawn Lattimore doing all of this right now is very, I wouldn't say exciting because it's more so expected. We're going to need Marshawn Lattimore to be that 2017 Defensive Rookie of the Year Lattimore again. He knows that he can play up to that potential, but he gets too lackadaisical when you're not going up against a Julio Jones. We're not going up against a Mike Evans or maybe even a Calvin Ridley. These guys are top names that he gets excited about, and when he's not that, he falls off. So he's treating right now. He's showing the mentality that every person he goes up against have that breakaway speed. That's not a league-wide, a league household name. He's showing that he's treating them like they're top of the crop, and he's going to need that mentality going into the regular season. Hopefully, he doesn't get suspended, but that's still a pending thing. We won't know yet, so hope for the best, right? So far, Marshawn Lattimore, good day for him. Keith Washington and Traquan Smith being injured. Like I said, don't know too much on that front. Hopefully, it's a minor injury, but the Saints so far they've been avoiding the injury bug, and that's comforting to know. What I don't like about this is Traquan Smith is going to be leaned on heavily to lead this team. You can't be getting injured first thing in pads. That's just not going to work. You have to take better care of your body. You have to do better conditioning. I don't know if it was some kind of freak accident or what, but we'll know more later on when more info is reported by local Saints media. Zach Bond, the first turnover camp, Veteran Day, Ruiz. What about Andrew Dowell? Guys, Andrew Dowell is apparently having a really good camp. He's coming up as a rising star defensively for this team. It looked like he's going to be challenging Chase Hansen to move into the second team. He's had a couple of pass breakups, and he's had a strip sack on top of that. He has a strip sack. I want to say a strip sack, a fumble. Excuse me. He created a fumble, and he had a couple of pass breakups. A good day so far for number 50. He continues on this trajectory. Chase Hansen is going to be in trouble. So good day for him. Chris Hogan continuing his rise in training camp. He's making a good campaign for himself. He had 5 targets and he caught 4 of them, and he had 7 total completions in camp and camp receptions. Chris Hogan showing that sticky hands notion that was given to him by local Saints media and some fans. He's still got good bursts coming off the line of scrimmage. He's beating the tight coverages. He's learning the playbook exceptionally fast. He's vying for that starting role on this roster. So shouts out to Chris Hogan, who a lot of guys in the Who Dat Nation, myself included, kind of wrote him off. You have to keep in mind that him now. Lil Jordan Humphries so far, he's looking pretty good. Lil Jordan Humphries completed had a couple of nice receptions on the day. We've got a slew of different defensive guys, including Pete Werner having a standout performance. Pete Werner had a tackle for a loss, really showing that he can play the run well. Like I said, he's diagnosing the plays and he's anticipating and he's jumping on it. And so far, so good. It's showing up for training camp. I will post a Pete Werner interview immediately following the Black and Gold Breakdown podcast here. So stay tuned to this channel if you want to see Pete Werner talk about his day so far in training camp. What I've gotten off of Pete Werner is not only is he well spoken, but he understands where he's at, where he's continuing to improve. He's not mincing words. He's showing that he's very serious about his craft. He's very serious about his craft and making sure he's asking all the right questions to the linebacker coach with Demario Davis. These guys are, man, it's hard to say who's going to win that will linebacker spot between Zach Bond and Pete Werner, because while Pete Werner is playing good against the run, Zach Bond did have an interception today. So if they both end up making the team and they both end up getting in rotation, hey, I'm not going to knock that. So what about special teams, right? A couple of guys want to know about special teams. Paulson Adebo really flashed today during special teams reps, where he was playing the gunner, and he really Paulson Adebo flashed by like two jammers for a clean release off the line of scrimmage. So Paulson Adebo making a good name for himself there. There's some other guys here. Let me find them. Let me find them. They've had Lil Jordan Humphries, Jalen McCleskey. We've had Aesop Winston. These guys fielding punts and playing off the line of scrimmage as a gunner or a jammer. I'm looking forward to all of this. Like, I really am. So it looks like Jalen Dalton and Shy Tuttle, these guys had some good pass rushes today. And Jalen Dalton's showing that, look, he's pretty much a lock-in, right? He's pretty much a lock-in to win the starting job if he can maintain his health. From what I'm understanding here, Jalen Dalton is picking up right where he left off so far from last year when he had a tricep injury. Shouts out to Jalen Dalton underneath my radar for some unknown reason. Shy Tuttle had a good pass rush. Caden Ellis was in place of Demario Davis today, Patrick Robinson, and Marshawn Lattimore, with CD Deuce in the slot, and our two safeties of Marcus Williams and Malcolm Jenkins. What I'm noticing here is Josiah Brunson and Christian Ringo. They've got a couple of looks in the rotation. They're subbing in for Tuttle and Dalton so far. I haven't seen much of Onyemata today. I haven't heard much out of him. My final take on day 5, it's not a bad day for the offense. It's just a good day for the defense. And that's what you need, right? Guys, some people are up in arms that the offense didn't have a good day. There's more to this game than just playing the offense. There's more to this game than just, throwing bombs down the field. As amazing and spectacular and eye-catching as it is, defense still wins championships in this league. And the Saints still have a pretty good roster. If Jalen Dalton can maintain that health and maintain this amazing trajectory, he's going to be a good shoe-in to replace Malcolm Brown or even Sheldon Rankins, depending on the kind of skill set he's showing. This defense is going to be make or break. No matter how good Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill are offensively, you can't have a 2020 Seattle Seahawks type of performance, especially in training camp. My final take is, if you're coming into day 1 in pads, right, when the expectation, the tempo, the physicality is supposed to go up a notch, if you're letting new quarterbacks like Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill carve you up, there is a problem. There is a problem to that. There is a big problem there that needs to be talked about. So This is expected. I was really hoping to see some defensive guys stand out. So good on him. Is PJ still getting burnt? I haven't heard much about PJ Williams. So honestly, if there's no news on PJ Williams, that's honestly a good thing, right? No news can't be considered good news. So hopefully he ends up continuing with what he's doing in camp. He's still playing that safety position, but he had to play outside corner during second team because Keith Washington just wasn't there. So he got some reps with I believe the 2s or the 3s. But once Keith Washington is back, he can focus more on being a full safety. That's primarily why Brian Poole was brought in, so PJ Williams can continue playing that safety role. Let's read a couple of these comments now, and then I'll put the link in the chat. I'll take a couple of callers. Scroll up here. I really hope Jameis Winston starts. Look, man, you and me are in the same boat on that point. Saints 101. Paulson is low-key shining. He really is. He's had some really nice coverages running with the 2s, and he had some nice tight coverages just this past weekend against Marquez Callaway. It was just a ball thrown by Taysom Hill on the back shoulder. But right now, it's really good that they're picking on Paulson Adebo, right? We're coming off a year where you sat out due to COVID issues. You haven't played. You haven't put on pads or cleats in over a year. This is really good to show, to really evaluate where you're at. And so far, he's responding pretty well. He's getting better and better with every rep that he gets. So looking forward to this trajectory with Paulson Adebo. Turner as well flashed with Ruiz ball in this camp. Look, Peyton Turner and Cesar Ruiz going up against each other in some pass rush situations. They're both responding really well. I'm looking forward to seeing what tomorrow brings when they're outside in more favorable conditions, right? Because even though the dome can give you some quality work, like I need content. I haven't had good highlight film footage in a while. I need content. So please, Mother Nature, stop playing with your boy. Give me and my fans what we want. We want content. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow they all continue that. How did Luke Kuechly look today? I mean, Pete Warner. Hey, man, look. Look, Pete Warner had a great day. A great day so far playing in the nickel with Caden Ellis, right? He had a really good tackle for loss. He had a couple of good looks and coverages, some tight coverages. I'm really excited for Pete Warner. Don't get me too amped up. What up, T Dirty? What's going on with you? They said the defense dominated today in full pad practice defense. Absolutely. Lattimore did say he was going to step up a few notches. Expected, but honestly, he should have been on his P's and Q's from the beginning. So I don't know what happened during the Aaron Glenn era, but so far with under Chris Richard and the whole contract situation, I think this is his last year under contract with the New Orleans Saints, so he can earn that extension. So far, he's doing the right things. He's saying the right things, even though he's kind of soft-spoken when talking with the media because he looked like he didn't want to be there. But so far, so good with Lattimore. He's really going to have to play up to that potential. And if Chris Richard is doing his due diligence and helping him and getting him there, then I have no complaints. Let's hope he can continue. They need to pay that man regardless. If he really balls out, he's going to get that extension. He's going to get an extension or he's going to get a franchise tag next offseason to keep him around. Either way, it all depends on what Marshawn Lattimore does this year. I've been telling you, Callaway going to get more reps than Smith. You did. That's fair. Traquan got hurt last year too. He got hurt every year so far. Every year. So if this is a minor injury, then I'm not going to be too worried about it. But until we know more, I have to assume that we're probably going to miss him for a couple of practices. I don't care what people say. He is a baller. Callaway would get more yards than Smith. Prove me wrong. Callaway has swag like Kamara. Smith continues to rehab his ankle every year. Trust me on this. Hey, yo, look. I'm all for Marquez Callaway. Marquez Callaway had 23 receptions for 213 yards last year. Even though no touchdowns, he should have had one. But 23 receptions for 213 yards as an undrafted rookie, That was almost more than what Traquan Smith had in his rookie year with 234 total yards. So they were pretty even. And Traquan Smith was, I believe, what was it? A third rounder or a third or fourth round pick in the 2018 draft. So if an undrafted rookie is having a better start to his campaign than you as a draft as a top round draft pick, then he's gonna have to really step it up. He's gonna step it up. And Traquan gets hurt, and Michael Thomas hurt already. Already thin the receivers. That's a scary part. Yeah, that's honestly scary. I'm not gonna lie to you. As confident as I am with this team's receiving core, it is a concern, right? With no Michael Thomas and no Traquan Smith, you don't have your two guys out there that's going to be that veteran presence, right? Because he's the next man up. And with Deontay Harris potentially facing a 2-game suspension, the first 2 games are going to be pretty rocky without those guys. So hope for the best for Traquan. Hope he gets better, and hopefully it's not going to affect them long term. I care more about the defense than the offense. The defense is going to be make or break for this team. Definitely going to be make or break. Let's read one more here, and then I'll put the link down in the comment section for you guys to call in and get your thoughts and opinions. It's going to be a little short today with this video. I do have some more stuff to do off here, and in terms of put down some interviews from the Saints from their official for you guys. So gonna have to cut it off at around the hour mark. I get all my Saints news from you, TJ Jones, the host. WDN, Deuce and Ross, never the media. They don't know my team. Hey, shout it out. The media, the national media is never going to give the Saints their just due respects. I mean, they're never going to. Todd Graffiti breaks down 3 key takeaways. I'll look at that later. But yeah, the national media is never going to give the Saints their just due. I don't know what they have against this team, but yikes, it's not good. Team is thin at the wide receiver position. I don't think it's as thin as most of us really expect right now. So expect streaming, but good to see here. I can understand the questions. I can understand the questions and the concerns at the receiver position. There's no household name. There's no big time name at the receiver position outside of Michael Thomas. I can understand that. At the same time, this team is literally built on bringing up no-name receivers and making them into household names. Some of the team's best during its time within the Drew Brees era, such as Marcus Colston, Big Quiet Storm, right? What about Willie Snead, Lance Moore, or even a Robert Meacham? Sometimes even Jeffrey Henderson. These guys were not looked at as some of the best receivers, but they were very impactful during their time here. So I'm not out on this team just yet. If it obviously works for them, these guys show up and show out because they have nothing left to lose or have everything they stand to gain. And right now, in terms of let's say Smith does go down to injury and he misses the first game. You've got Jalen McCleskey, who's coming up and showing out so far, not only on offense but as well as special teams. Right, he's making a name so far in special teams. He's highlighted that. You've got Easop Winston, got Chris Hogan for a year. So they've got some serviceable guys that can keep you above water until Michael Thomas and Traquan Smith come back from injury and Deontay Harris serves out his potential 2-game suspension. So I'm not out on this team just yet. Like there's no long-term injuries for either of these the receivers or Deontay Harris for that matter, who's really getting by a lot of starting for this team. But yeah, let's go ahead and put the link down here in the comments. You guys can call in, get your thoughts, get your opinions out there, talk shop for a little bit, and then I'll have to close up shop a little early and then get ready to post the interview of Pete Werner for you guys. He must still be mad at Gunnar Johnson. Yo, Darian. I don't know. Could be. You don't know, man. Look, If they want to box, they can box anytime. Slim Cell 504 says, any word on Quan? No word on Quan Alexander just yet. From what I'm understanding, he's still out there as a free agent. He hasn't signed with anybody. I think he's still testing the waters. But at this point, it really does depend on what the training camp goes for all teams, right? Not just for the Saints. They may be still in contact for training camp to be over to bring him in because they don't want to risk it because he's already proven that he's still good with the team, right? It could be waiting on that. It could be he's got offers from anyone else. He's still weighing his options. We don't know yet. We just don't know. So hopefully Quan comes back to the team. But at the same time, if he doesn't, you still have to work with the guys that's already in your building. 2 high-end draft picks of Zach Bond and Pete Warner. Let's read a couple more here. I feel you. Hogan balling at 7-Eleven, bro. He can fill in. He has experience. This guy still got some wheels on him. That's a comforting thing. I'm gonna say exciting. It's comforting. I'm looking forward to seeing what Chris Hogan does, and hopefully he can continue the trajectory he's on and continuing to make plays on a high volume of targets he's getting. Any news on Ty Montgomery in the passing game? Ty Montgomery's having a really good time so far as focusing solely on receiver. He's gotten a really good. He's still got that burst. He's still got some good hands. He has to show consistency. If Ty Montgomery can show consistency playing the receiver position, then he has a good chance of making this team. So far, so good with Ty Montgomery. I'm really liking the speed on him. We've had Devontae Freeman featured a little bit. Not too much to speak of about him. Not much of a standout guy, but that's just overall the offense as a whole. Not many guys really got going. But like I said, no news can also be considered good news. If you're not spoken of in a negative light at all in any faction, then I'll take that as a plus. And so far, so good overall for this team in terms of health. The NFL is 90%, if I'm reading it right, 90% of players vaccinated. 90% and 70% are in the nation. That's really good, especially in this league. Hopefully the Saints can be 100%. And Paulson Adebo, there is a fly here. I don't like it. I'll kill you later. But yeah, so far so good for this team and Devontae Freeman and Ty Montgomery on top of it. I'm getting sick of you. I'm sick of you already. Guys, there's a fly here. I don't like him. He's flying around my curtain. Like, why, guy? I'm gonna kill you later. I'm gonna kill him later. This fly is more annoying than the Atlanta Falcons. he's more annoying than the Atlanta Falcons. We go ahead and give about 5 more minutes here in the chat and let you guys call in and get your thoughts and opinions out there, and then we're gonna wrap up shop and I can post the Pete Warner interview. We'll read a couple more comments here. Yeah, Freeman, my type of guy. I love this Devontae Freeman signing a lot, like for real, because even though a lot of guys want to give him hell, I'm just saying, like, what do you expect that man to say? The man was playing for the Atlanta Falcons at that time. He was a product of that culture. He was playing against a bitter rival in the Saints. So I don't really hold him calling us the Aints at that time, right? But some people want to dismiss him, but the possibilities for this team are endless because they know how to use running backs. With Alvin Kamara in the receiving game, Latavius Murray, he's coming along pretty nicely in the receiving game, but he's more of a bruiser back. Right now, they're seeing where he's at. He's got a pretty good number of touches since yesterday. I'm liking the fact that he has that versatility to his name still. I've watched a couple of games he's played and with the New York Giants. He's shown that elusiveness. He's shown that he's got that burst and he's got that physicality to him. I'm really excited, and let's not forget when he was playing us as the Falcons, he carved up the defense a lot. A handful of times he was a thorn in our side, and I just seen Jerry and Lab. He says the same thing. Look, this guy is still really serviceable, and he's still only 29 years old. So he's not like he's some Frank Gore or LaShawn McCoy. He's still 29 years old, so he's still got plenty left in the tank. So I'm not going to shy away from this signing at all. Yo, man, look, this fly is annoying. Like this fly is mad annoying. Don't hate me for that. Don't hate me for that, please. I don't think Williams gonna hold it down. Are you talking about PJ Williams or Marcus Williams? If you're talking about PJ Williams, then I'm assuming you're talking about on the outside. In which case, I can understand where you're coming from. He's definitely not a corner guy, like in any stretch of the word. He's not. I don't want to see him on the boundary. Not so much as he in the slot, but a strong safety. Then he's done pretty well for that point. He's had a couple of good fumble recoveries. He's created a fumble in the wild card game against the Chicago Bears. He's more built to play that safety, a strong safety role. And Sean Payton wanted to keep PJ Williams in that safety spot. And that's why they brought it. Part of the reason why they brought in Brian Poole to begin with. Let's go ahead and read another one here. We've got the one and only Phil Brown. What's going on with your Phil? Phil. He says, with our O-line and running back room, I wouldn't mind spamming the run game until our receivers get by. I honestly think that's the mantra. I think that's the mantra going into this year. Like either way, they were hinting at it since last year when they extended Andrews Pete, and we were all up in arms about it. Yes, me included. I was up in arms about it. But Andrews Pete is a really good run blocker. He's really good in the screen game. Like as much as we don't like the guy, if he can maintain his health, so far he hasn't been injured in training camp, unlike early on last year. But he has that skill set and that experience to his name. He has that synergy with the offensive line as a whole. And then they extended Alvin Kamara. And then they brought in Alex Arma, a versatile fullback who can not only give you receiving, he can give you a great lead blocker. And right now he's getting that rotation going with Alvin Kamara. So they're really showing interest in Alex Arma. On top of the fact now they've extended Ryan Ramczyk, and now they've signed Devontae Freeman. I keep thinking Deontay Poorman, who just signed with the Falcons. Yeah, have you guys ever heard about that? Deontay Foreman, he used to play for the Houston Texans. He's now with the Atlanta Falcons. I was thinking about him because I equated him to being a poor man's Devontae Freeman. And oh man, the names are so similar, it's crazy. Oh man, sorry about that. Dow killed it in camp last year and doing it this year. Hope he can stay healthy going into the season. Hopefully Dow can continue the trajectory he's on, because he looks like he's going to be a really good second teams guy, a guy that can really push Chase Hansen down like down the chart. It looks like he's pretty deserving if he's continuing to stand out even with the pads on. So he's got a lot of gas. He definitely has a lot of gas. Was cornerback Prince Amukamara at practice today? Yes, he was at practice today. He was doing some good things during the one-on-one drills, and he had a couple of looks in full team drills as well. So he was at practice today. He looked pretty good. Hopefully he can continue to be good tomorrow when they're most likely going to be outside. I'm getting mad sick of you, bro. Why are you in my room? Come on, Fly. Come on, bro. You flying around my room like you a chick, you a bat out of hell. All right. I got my own annoying guest in here. Man, help it secondary. You know what I'm saying? Look, it is what it is. I really like the way Freeman runs. He runs hard. That man runs with 100%, 110% effort from what I saw during his time with the Giants before he went down to injury. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's read one more comment here. He's definitely good hands down. I like the way the Saints have valued Devontae Freeman, and Sean Payton giving him his just due praises, right? Devontae Freeman, an underrated guy, thorn of our side, is a guy you would want on your team. You just hate playing against him. And if you're a Saints fan for a long time, you would understand that. But so you eat another one here. I wish I could chill with you. Hey, look. Look, I'm a down to earth kind of guy. I'm a pretty good vibe guy. I appreciate that. Look, sometime when I'm going down Bourbon Street, I might hit you guys up with some food later on. Oh, yo, we got ourselves the one and only Chosen. We got our caller, Chosen. What's good, my guy?
Yo, what's going on, man? How you doing? How you doing?
Yo. I appreciate the call in. I was just about to hop off too. So
Oh,
you just
nah,
saved
man.
me. No,
I was trying to
you
wait.
just saved me. You saved me some extra content. What you got for us?
Oh yeah, man. I was gonna just give somebody a chance, but I didn't have much today, man. You pretty much said it all with the breakdown, man. Great show as usual. But I just wanted to chime in on some things, man. I just wanted to address the fact that, shout out to the defense in practice today, man. I just wanted to, with my opinion, man, I just look at it like, of course, the offense gonna look good when they doing drills without nobody really coming at them, not really able to hit them. But like you said, man, like you said on the show yesterday, man, once you put those pads on, it's a different feeling, man. It's a different energy. It's a different ball game. So I'm glad to see that the defense, man, is taking into consideration. I know we're excited with our offensive weapons and all the things we get on offense, but you got to realize that defense, like, yo, we here too. Don't think y'all just gonna have your boy like James and Taysom gonna be running all over the place, completing passes. I'm glad to see.
Exactly.
I'm glad to see these defensive captains and these guys and veterans stepping up on defense, man. I'm really happy to see that the defense is getting some recognition now throughout camp. It's been kind of quiet. We always hearing about the offense and what the quarterback's doing, which is probably more intriguing than what everybody wants to hear. But I'm just pretty like, first day with pads. I feel like if we would have went day one with pads, like if that's how training camp worked, you probably would have seen more and heard more stories about Taysom and Jameis probably not doing this good because of how good this defense could still be. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to throw passes and run routes when you don't have a 200-pound plus man coming at you. You know what I'm saying? Full speed, full contact, ready to go. But nonetheless, like I said, we ain't trying to hurt, kill nobody. We all on the same team. But I'm just glad to hear that the defense is getting some recognition, and hopefully, man, you know, that could transparent over to the preseason games and into the regular season, man. Given the missing pieces, I'm real excited, man. And like I said, football is here, bro. Great show, and thanks for letting me chime in, man.
Always. All right. Let me ask you this one question. Like for from a defensive standpoint, it looks
Mhm.
like on all three from the levels of the defensive line and the linebackers, it's
Mhm.
like a pretty close race so
Right.
far. I'm getting sick of this damn fly. Leave me the hell alone, please. Holy
That's
fuck! I'm
Louisiana
so sick.
coming out now.
I'm so sick. I'm so sick of these. How'd you get in here? Please leave me alone. I swear I'm gonna kill his ass when I'm done. I'm gonna kill him. But ignoring this asshole between with the defensive line and the linebackers, it's a close race. Who are you pulling for the most to win the starting role at each level?
Man, you know what? That's a good question, bro. Of course, I want to go for my D line because, we've been holding that record, and I feel kind of bummed that in that Philly game that we kind of let that record go. With the rushing yards. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we got something to prove. But also, I would love to see the linebacker core step up and do things because, we're out without Quan, and we got the new guys, Zach Bond coming in. And I know he get a lot of slack, but I feel like he gonna turn the page, man. For some reason, I just feel like he's gonna turn the page. So with that being said, man, I think I want to root for the linebacker. I think the linebacker core in that race, man, is going to turn the edge. I feel like they got something to prove. I feel like Zach Bond got something to prove after the year he had, and the defensive line, like we said, man, they already spoken for. We already know they dogs. Cam Jordan on that line, Davenport to say the least. Even though we have his inconsistency with injuries and, we have his things. And I know we're going to be without Yamada, but still we have Tuttle, we have Granderson, we have Roach. And I forgot we had Malcolm Roach, man. I don't know why I thought we let him go for some reason. But, yeah, man, like we still got these young guys, man. They hungry. They ready to go on that defensive line. So I think I'm pulling more for the linebacker core, man. I want to see Pete Werner. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him do his thing. I want to see Zach Bond do his thing. Demario Davis is going to do his thing. That's a given. We don't have to worry about that. He gonna roll out of bed and get you some tackles for losses, some disruptions. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm just excited overall for the defense, but I'm really rooting for that linebacker core, man, because they really need it.
Well, absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing what baby Luke Kuechly has to offer for this team.
Oh yeah, baby Luke Kuechly, man. I didn't know much about him because one of my homies I work with, he's actually Ohio State fan, and I asked him. I didn't know much about him, So I asked him, I said, bro, how is Pete Werner? Like, you know what I'm saying? I haven't really watched him play until I looked him up to when he got drafted to the Saints. Like I'm sure every Saints fan do, you know. We go look up highlights whenever we get somebody to the team. But I didn't know much about him, so like I said, he's an Ohio State fan. He watched him, you know, as he's been in Ohio State, and I was like, bro, what's up with this guy? Like you said, he got that his intangibles, man. He's a sideline. I don't know if he said he's pretty good in coverage, but he's very athletic, bro. He's smart and he's raw. You know what I'm saying? He's young and he's just raw. You know, I'm pretty sure he got some techniques that he's gonna need to learn on a professional level. But from what I'm hearing, you pretty much could plug him in and play. You know, he's very versatile. So I'm looking to see everything. I'm looking to see it like the linebacker core and the defense as a whole, with all the storylines and everything going on with the Marshawn Lattimores of the world, you know, and the David Onyemadas. You know, I feel like everything is going to work out, man. I feel like that we're really going to be surprised, and I'm just ready. I'm excited to see what goes on, man, good or bad. I just want to, you know, and that's another thing, man, before I let you go, man, I just want to say I can't determine this season alone. First season without Drew Brees, first time for a lot of changes. I don't take this season, whatever happened, good or bad, I do not judge this team based off this season. I need to see more. It will not be enough for me. You know, I'm not making excuses early, but I just need to know what I have, and I can't just do that without one season. Now, if it's been a couple seasons with Jameis and Taysom and these new guys, then we can make an assumption. But by this being the first year and everything, I'm just excited to see what's going to happen, good or bad, man. So hopefully we come out on top and make a run in the postseason. But you know, that remains to be seen. So thank you, man. You know.
As always, Chosen coming in with the knowledgeable, informed opinions and takes. Always a pleasure talking to you, Chosen. Let people know how they can get in touch with you if they don't want to talk shop some more Saints.
Yeah, man. So actually, one more thing, man. I'm gonna plug y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I'm starting back up my podcast real soon. I just want to get everything together. It's called Chatting with Chosen. And it's pretty much not just about Saints podcast. It's a podcast about anything. Whatever you want to feel, whatever's on your mind, right or wrong, I don't care. You call in, you come in, we have a conversation about it. We let viewers give their opinions. So once again, man, that's going to be Chatting with Chosen. And you can reach me at Chosen Kingston. That's Chosen with a Z. Chosen Kingston on all platforms. That's Twitter. That's Instagram. That's Facebook. Just simple. Chosen Kingston. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can find me on there. And like I said, man, it gets real. Like my man said, I'm unfiltered. I'm raw. I'm straight up. You know, but I'm respectful at the same time. But, you know, I just give it to you real. That's what Chatting with Chosen is about. So whether it's about football, about politics, about life, about music, about your everyday, you know, relationships, whatever it's about, man, we can have a conversation. Whatever on your mind, I'm here to listen. So once again, that's Chatting with Chosen, man. And I thank you, man, the B&G Breakdown Podcast, where we bleed black and gold until we're dead and cold. Thank you, man. Love you, brother. You have a great one.
Love you too, man. Take it easy. Stay blessed out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, yo, that's Chosen, everybody. Really great guy. Go check out Chatting with Chosen. I'm definitely going to be subscribing to him immediately following the Black and Gold Breakdown podcast, assuming I don't forget with all the other stuff I have to do. But Chosen's a really good guy. I've seen some people wanting to call in like Saints 101 and Saints highlights. Look, guys, the app, like the link I put into the comment section, that's the link you guys can click on. It'll take you to my my guest room here on the other side of Melon app, and then I will bring you onto the stream. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes for that. Go ahead and find that link, click on it. It's a very easy process. If you want to use the camera or not, it'll let you know. You can set that up, and then it'll bring you right into the guest room. I'll see it on my end, and I'll bring you in. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to do that while I read a couple more comments since we have some more interest here. Who did you ask? What do you think if all of us small Saints YouTubers get together and make one big channel for it? Have our own radio channel and YouTube and own reporter we send out. You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea. It wouldn't be a bad idea at all. You know, all of us smaller guys getting together to create something great. But for a guy like me that started on his own, I kind of want to. I kind of want to do this like solo, or maybe in the near future, or maybe in the distant future. I don't know yet. Or depends on how I'm feeling. I may decide to co-host this channel, but like I said, I want to build this brand. I want to build the Black and Gold Breakdown podcast. I don't want to forego it just to do something even major. I wouldn't mind if it's separate. If it's separate from what I do here, then it's another story. It's definitely another story. When can we do a podcast? Look, Saints highlights. If you want to do a collab, hit me up on one of my social media. If you have an Instagram, if you have a Twitter or a Facebook, you have to hit me up on one of my platforms. Since you're following here on YouTube already, you're qualified. All you have to do is just hit me up on one of them, and then we can get something going on that front. I recommend either Twitter or Instagram because that's the easiest way to get in touch with me, and then we can set up a collab sometime this weekend or probably next weekend, depending on my schedule, right? But I'm definitely interested in hearing your thoughts on, man. This guy is a young cat. He loves Fortnite. This guy's very knowledgeable. He does have some great some good mixtapes. I'm gonna say mixes, some good mixes on his channel on certain Saints players. He recently just came out with a mix for Alvin Kamara. Go subscribe to this cat's channel. Go subscribe to his channel, Saints Highlights. I promise you guys, you won't be disappointed. If you guys like some chill content, some good gaming content, I just realized he does that also. So go ahead and give my man some love. Go ahead and pop a follow, pop a subscribe, do whatever you got to do. I have only $100. Jarian, what does that mean, brother? I have only $100. Is this like a dono thing? Like that's wow. Only $100. Look, we all struggling out here. But sometimes I don't even see $100 if I'm being honest with you. So only having $100, that's like God tier money in my eyes. But I'm gonna have to give some details, Cindy, later on. If like I'm trying to figure out why you said this. I'm not hating on you or nothing. Just I'm very confused. I'll definitely get on call next time. Gotta download it. So next slide, bro. Hey, I feel you. What's your Facebook? Is it B&G Breakdown Podcast? Sorry for asking. No. Don't be sorry. It's all good. My social media handles are down in the description of this video. So if you want to follow me, you can hit up one of my social media down there in the description. It's right there for you. So it will definitely take you to where you need to go. It'll take you to where you need to go. But if you're trying to search on Facebook, go ahead and just search facebook.com/Black and Gold Breakdown. That's like all one word, Black and Gold Breakdown. Pretty simple as that. And you can hit up my DMs there, and we can set something up. Make sure everyone likes this video, man. I was the first to like it. Yo, please, guys, like the video. If you hadn't liked the video yet, you're doing yourself a disservice. It's criminal. If you enjoyed your time here in the Black and Gold Breakdown podcast show, go ahead and hit up that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, do all that good stuff. It helps out the YouTube algorithm. Up the like button, please. One last comment here before we get out of here. Man, love your channel. Keep grinding, bro. Look, I'm going to keep grinding as much as possible. You guys make this channel so much fun to do. I love it. I like to talk all things Saints and football. I become a kid again, like a small kid whenever I talk stuff like this. Sometimes I like to ramble. Sometimes I like to get hyped. You got to see all the raw emotions coming out of me, especially this upcoming season where I'm doing live reactions, as live play-by-plays under New Orleans Saints when I'm not out enjoying the game with my friends or some family members out in the restaurant. I'll be here. It is fun. I am enjoying all of this. I'm gonna hit you up after the show, bro, so we can chop it up. Look, I'm all for it, bro. All my social media handle is right down there. You on Twitter? I'm absolutely on Twitter. Sometimes I can be on Twitter a little too much. But yes, I am on Twitter. My Twitter handle is also down in the description below at Real Aaron Davis. All right. So once this video is over, check out the Twitter, check out the description handle, and it'll all be there. And if you ever want to donate, look, my Cash App is also down there in the description. It's optional. You don't have to donate. I'm very much grateful for you guys being here. Is just chopping me, sometimes roasting me. You know, for example, my haircut looking like he's a bat out of hell. So it's stuff like that, wholesome stuff, fun stuff. And every donation that you guys give me, where it's like $100 or even so much as $1, I have my own savings account put towards my platform here on this channel. Whether it's getting a new camera or getting a new microphone or getting even an additional monitor, like those things are going to go to, it's not going to go for personal use. So you have comfort in knowing that. But that's it. That's all for right now. Yes, sir. You were from 0 to 17. Let's get it. Hey, let's go. Let's go. I dig that. I dig that a lot. But like I said, that's it. That's all for today's edition of the Black and Gold Breakdown podcast from your boy, Who Dat Davis. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next review of Saints training camp. A lot of questions still needed to be answered, such as what is Jalen McCleskey going to look like again when they're going in the pads? Even though I'm pretty sure they're going back in the shells. Hold on. We're not done yet. We ain't done yet. We got Saints highlights. Hey, bro, last caller of the day. What's going on, bro? Well, hey, he was here. He was here. I will get Saints highlights his own show with me, a collab, because he deserves it, right? The kid deserves it. I'll make sure to make that happen for you guys. And look out for my community posts on Saints highlights and make sure. I'll give you a time and table. That was actually kind of funny. You know, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting to just show up and show out like that. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, like I said, for a review on Saints highlights. If you guys want to be featured on a special guest of the week, that's what I do here on this channel. I had one with TJ Jones already. Let me know down in the comment section or on one of my social media, and I will put your name down on my list here. I'll let you know a week in advance when I'm preparing to put your to start a randomizer, a name randomizer. You have to be following one of my social media, right? You have to be following my Facebook, my Instagram, or my Twitter. You have to be following one of those platforms. So not only do you have to be here on YouTube, you have to be following one of my other 3 platforms as well to qualify to being a special guest of the week. Yes, my dude, Saints highlights, you're more than welcome to join tomorrow. No big deal. It happens. I gotta go. I gotta make sure to get that video out to you guys about Pete Warner. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I believe it's going to be the same time, depending on what kind of information comes to me at a certain time. I'm gonna try for 4:30 EST again. All depending, right? So I'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. All love here, and it's always black and gold until we dead and cold. Deuces.